everyone, I'm Teacher Natalie, and I would like to know how you are doing today. That is so good to hear. So, before we start, we are going to go ahead and start with a breathing exercise. So, we are going to breathe in, and we are going to breathe out. Once again, breathe in, and once again, breathe out. Okay, now that we have finished our breathing exercise, we are going to continue with our lesson of today. We are going to learn something very important in English, and that is the subject and the predicate. Maybe you'll even identify some nouns and some verbs. So let's continue watching. Let's go ahead and start with the basics. First of all, what is a sentence? Does anyone know what a sentence is? Or maybe what a sentence has? A sentence is a group of words that tells a complete thought. A sentence has two very important things, and those are the subjects and predicates. Let's break this down. What is a subject? Well, a subject tells us what or who the sentence is about. Let's remember that. And let's go to our predicate. Our predicate tells us what the subject is doing or what is being said about the subject. The first sentence that we have, or the first example we have, is the dog runs fast. So we know that our subject would be the dog, and the predicate, the thing that they are doing, runs fast. Running fast would be our predicate, and that is how we make a complete sentence. Okay, our next example, we have Maria eats apples. So who is the person that we are talking about in this specific sentence? Our subject. Good job. It would be Maria. Very good. And what activity or what is Maria doing in this sentence? Good job. She eats apples. So that would actually be considered our predicate. Why? Because it is telling us what Maria is doing. So good job. Let's go ahead and continue, okay? Now let's go deeper. Sentences are made up of different kinds of words. These words have a specific name. Does anyone know what those words are? Good job. They are called the parts of speech. And the most commonly ones used are nouns. Nouns typically name people, places, or things. For example, Maria or apples. Another one that is very commonly used are verbs. Verbs typically are action words, and they are eats, runs, dance. Those are some of the examples. And sometimes if you're lucky enough, you will find adjectives, which are describing words. They usually tell you how big something is, what color it is. They tend to give a little bit more information on the person or the thing we're talking about. Okay, let's try one more sentence. Here we have the big cat sleeps. What would be considered our noun? Cat, good job. And what would be considered our verb? Sleeps, awesome. And lastly, what would be our adjective? Big, correct. Awesome work. We use these to build stronger sentences or even more interesting ones. Remember, every sentence tells a story, and now you know how to identify the most important parts. Keep practicing, keep smiling, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining me, and see you until next time. Goodbye.